So Starlink, man, big announcement.
Yeah, huge announcement.
Huge.
Or maybe not huge.
Yeah.
Huge is the wrong word, but significant.
Significant.
But that's a
So
big
what
word
happened?
as well.
Let's start.
So apparently, people woke up and thought, oh, well, our capacity issues are over. The whole map is open now, even in Harare or Bulawayo. But it wasn't quite that good of a development. It was a good development, but maybe not in the way we initially thought when we saw the map change. Because before this, Harare and surrounding areas, Bulawayo and were there surrounding areas as well? Whatever. Harare and Bulawayo were affected.
Bulawayo was just the city, yeah.
Yeah.
But Harare was going as far as I think
Murewa, yeah.
Che Gutu, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you said Kadoma was still open.
Not yet.
Yeah.
But Che Gutu,
yeah.
well past Norton.
Yeah.
Well past.
So we're saying in all those places you could not.
Places you walk up and yeah. So Starlink had this thing where if your area was up to capacity, then you would see it was shaded a darker
shade of blue.
Darker shade of blue. In a country where Starlink is active, like in Zim, it's blue. Where in other countries where it's not active, I can't remember if it's gray or black, something like that.
Yeah.
But we woke up after 15 months, and that shading that says it's sold out
was gone.
Yeah. I got excited. I was like, oh my God. Yes, but then it turned out not quite.
Yeah.
You can just buy, the people in this area can now just buy Starlink Priority, which is like a business plan, where previously they could not buy that directly from Starlink, isn't it?
Yes, yes. Regular users can get a standard kit or a mini kit. So we're talking subscriptions of $30, $50 in those other areas. So that has not come to Harare after this change, right?
Yes.
So what is available now in Harare and Bulawayo?
In Harare and Bulawayo, what is available is different. So in Harare, you can subscribe for the priority subscription only. You can't buy the Starlink mini residential light service, which is $30 a month. You can't buy the Starlink Stan residential, which is $50 a month. But you can subscribe for the priority package, and at least for when we tested, you can get the one going for $100 a month
subscription fee.
And for that amount, you're getting 1 terabyte of priority data. It doesn't mean you're not getting the unlimited. You're still getting the unlimited, but for the first terabyte of information of data that you use, you're getting data priority. Meaning, Starlink is these tires. I hope I'm going to say this correctly. You have your business priority guys there at the top. They've paid for the right to have some priority when they connect. So at those times where there's congestion, this guy that has bought priority will still get good speed for his 1 terabyte, or his 40 gigabytes, or his 100 gigabytes, whatever he has bought as priority. But when that's finished, he then gets the standard internet speed that everyone's getting. After this guy comes the people that are getting that bought residential, the $50 a month package.
Yeah.
They get priority. If the business priority guys have been satisfied, this guy gets second priority, and then after them comes the residential light, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then at the very bottom comes the roaming guys.
Every day, millions of moments travel through the air. A call home, a payment made, a lesson learned, a life saved. But behind each moment is something steady, something quiet, unseen, unshaken, powering connection, supporting lives. This is Econet Infraco, Zimbabwe's largest private infrastructure group, comprising towers, power, and real estate. We build and operate the essential systems that hold the country together with scale, certainty, and purpose. We bring together three powerful engines of progress under one roof. Towers that carry the signal, clean energy that keeps it alive, and foundations that hold it all in one place. Because behind every connection, every transaction, every step forward, there's a quiet force. Econet Infraco, built for resilience, designed for growth.
And then at the very bottom comes the roaming guys. Your kid is a South American or European kid, Argentinian and all that. So you then get your connection. And because of that, those guys have been getting terrible service. At least that's the word. I don't know for sure.
Yeah, I don't know for sure. But I've seen a number of comments, people saying, well, Starlink sucks now, whatever. And you're like, what are you using right now? Because some people are swearing by the service. Saying, I'm so happy with this. And some are kind of complaining. So I guess that explains it, that there are tiers here. We're saying the priority guys, the business guys, which you would be if you take advantage of the new offer that's now available in Harare and Bulawayo, is what we're saying.
Yes, if you take advantage of this new offer, then you get better speed than the guys that are on roaming and the guys that are using residential light. The guys paying $30 a month.
But so this is all relative. This is us comparing the roaming users. Maybe let's keep the roaming users for now, but the light users versus the priority ones. Because in the general context of Zimbabwe, we are not talking about terrible service here, even for the light users. Because I remember talking to some guy who wasn't happy with the service, and it was because for him, he was seeing, with the advertised speeds of up to 100, 200, whatever it is, and he's like, during congested times, I'm seeing 10, 15 megabits per second. And you're like, well, because you're expecting 100, you're disappointed. But in the general context of Zimbabwe, yes.
It's not unusable. You're still able to stream your YouTube. You're still able to send your emails, do your WhatsApp, do the things that you would want to do at home. So it's not an outage.
It's not an outage. Meaning what we're saying is, let's say, general capacity for even the light users opens up. Don't think, if I don't have the priority thing, I'll have an unusable service. That's not what we are saying.
No.
That's not what we're saying.
That's not what we're saying. You'll still get good, decent internet. Still get decent internet. But then there's one slight problem. Even though you can technically get access to the $100 a month, 1 terabyte priority, you still need to buy
the kit.
And in Harare, for most people in Harare and surrounding areas, Starlink is actually not making available the standard kit or the mini kit. Those two things are not available. You have to buy what they call a high performance kit. And that kit is $1,500. So, once, that's not an amount that anyone will pay for internet. It just doesn't make sense. So Starlink is opened, but then there's that problem there. In Bulawayo, there still is the standard kit available. So you can get the priority thing and get the standard kit, which is $300.89. $389. The kit has
100.
$300, $89.
and $57.
Listen properly. 769,820.
So yes, you still in live, you still get you can get
The standard kit.
The standard kit, which is $389. Then you subscribe for
The business priority.
the business priority. It's cheaper to get that priority in terms of the service. If we're forgetting the kit for a second, it's cheaper to buy that from Starlink directly than to buy from the official resellers like Tel One, Ora, Tandem Tande, Frampol,
Zodsat, Zanet.
Zanet also are an official reseller.
Let me not say
Yeah, but
that.
there's a bunch
but
of
they
them,
are doing. They have a number of Starlink services
There's a
that
bunch
they
of
are
them.
offering.
And POTRAZ as well.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know if
Are
they're
they?
operating yet
Yeah,
in Zim.
not sure.
They made some announcements, I think, some months ago. We don't know yet.
Yeah.
Because these guys, who give Tel One as an example, is currently selling 40 gigabytes priority at $115 a month. Where Starlink Direct is selling 1 terabyte for $100 a month.
Also on the official site, you're getting more priority data for less.
For less, yes.
Which is crazy to think about.
It's crazy to think about, and it's still less because I think one of the things that people were then pointing out was that you're still paying to lease 2%. You're still paying the
15%. 15.5, I guess.
15.5%
digital services.
Digital services.
Tax.
Do you? Because Starlink is registered here, which means they're registered for VAT and.
So you shouldn't be paying that.
You shouldn't be paying that, but you're paying 50% VAT.
Yeah.
And then you're also paying the bank fees, whatever bank you're using, the MasterCard or Visa fees, which sometimes it's 3% for some, 2.5 for some, maybe 4 for some.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. So in total, even though it says $100, you might pay 120, 125, maybe 130 in total.
In total.
Still cheaper than buying directly locally.
Okay. Which I guess could mean they will adjust their fees because I'm thinking the resellers, the niche that they had were businesses and the like, when capacity was still open for everyone. When there was no capacity, yes, even residential users wouldn't need priority data or any of the extra services they offer. We're getting it just to get the service. But if Starlink is now undercutting them on that, let me not say undercut, because I feel like it's a case of the resellers had priced their margins a bit too Zimbabwean. Because for Starlink, these priority packages are more lucrative, which is why for the limited capacity that remains now, they're just focusing on these business users. So even if you're not a business, for priority data, because you don't need, because that's the thing, you don't need to be a business. You don't need to show your papers, your CR14s, right? So them saying, okay, we have scarcity right now, and for the limited capacity that's there, you have to get the higher packages. That makes sense. But if they are charging this much when local resellers were charging way more for less, then they'll have to adjust. Maybe we'll see that.
I don't know. So one person at an official reseller told me that, hey man, we're not making much on this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I don't know how Starlink modeled it. But they said, hey, we're not making much on this. The only reason we're doing it is because Starlink is a disruption. And you might as well be
a
part
part
of
of
the
it.
disruption
Yeah.
than to sit and get run over. So I don't know. We'll have to find out. One of the questions that people were then asking was, well, two questions. One, should I buy priority? Is this a good thing to do if I'm in Harare? And number two, what if I have my Starlink, my Argentinian Starlink or Starlink that's European and I'm on roaming? What if I'm on roaming? What do I do?
Should I switch to this?
Should I switch to this? Yeah. And it looks like if paying just a little bit more, like maybe paying $20 more or $30 more is not a problem, and you're in roaming, it is a good idea to switch because you're getting significantly better internet during times of congestion. But you still need to wait your 90 days before you can transfer
From Rome.
from Rome. Yeah.
What if you were a light user, a residential light user, and you're like, sounds good to me, can you switch over to this business priority?
I don't know actually if you can. My assumption is yes,
Yeah, I assume so.
but I don't know if this works on the mini kit.
Yeah.
Maybe it works. Yeah.
we
We'll find out. We might include that.
Yeah.
But if we haven't included it, then if you know, you can comment whether that's possible. But we'll find out.
Yeah.
Is this a good time to reserve anyway? Because you say I can't afford the priority thing because I don't have $1,500.
Yeah.
Can I reserve? Is this a good time to reserve?
That's $50
That's $50, yes.
to reserve.
Yeah.
And how long have some people been waiting?
15 months.
That's the thing. So I mean, we have a number of people. We have some to whom $50 is nothing. Where they're like, well, if this means I'm higher up the list when capacity opens up, no problem. For some of us, you're like, well, I needed the data for that $50 today. Then maybe it's not a thing. But problem is, right now, from the experts we've talked to and insiders we've talked to, this could be a sign that capacity could be opening up maybe quicker than we originally anticipated going into 2026, but there's nothing solid.
There's nothing solid.
There's no promise
There's nothing
to
solid.
say.
And it was difficult to read, to understand the tweet that Starlink itself then
Put out.
posted a few days later, where they said no more wait lists.
Yeah.
If Starlink is available in your country, no more wait lists.
Yeah.
And while at the same time, you go onto their website and it says due to high demand, pay a deposit. This is waiting.
Yeah.
So
What do you mean?
it was difficult for me to understand that.
Yeah, they're like, no, if money is not a problem for you, there's no waiting involved, I guess.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, because you can buy the priority.
You can buy the priority.
But I could always buy the priority through local research.
Yeah, that is not new.
That is not new.
You've brought the service at a lower price point, which is good, which is always good, but this option was there. And we are saying, especially if you're going to lock me to the high performance kits that cost that much, then we are not really saying capacity has opened up.
That's a
Yeah,
fight.
so technically, no, there's no waiting anymore.
Technically, there's no waiting anymore. Shoko, when we spoke to him, Willard Shoko, when he spoke to him, he did indicate that, hey man, there are a lot of developments that have happened. SpaceX is able to send more satellites at once. They've improved their spaceship technology. Is it called the spaceship, the thing that will go up?
The spaceship, the rockets or whatever.
The rockets.
The spaceship is something different, I guess.
Yes, the rocket.
Then the satellites have
booster
improved
and
as
rocket,
well.
I think there is a bit of thing there.
Yeah.
But they're able to send more satellites now.
Of beta satellites
Of
on
better
top of
satellites.
it. Yeah.
So technology has improved, and his prediction was that we'll have additional capacity, much more capacity. So it's possible.
It is possible.
That now there's more capacity.
Yeah, in the whole ground station in Mozambique thing, the ground station in Botswana thing. So we're seeing a number of ground stations in Southern Africa. Hopefully that adds to this whole hodgepodge of developments that could improve capacity. So hope is the wait won't be long if you reserve your kit, but Starlink has not said, well, by year end, you'll be able to get residential light in Harare. They've made no such promises. So it could be 5 years from today. It could be 3 months. We just don't know.
We just don't know. Conspiracy.
Yeah.
Theory. These guys, Starlink, they have this problem where people have been waiting 15 months and stuff. And they realize not as many people as we hoped are paying a deposit, because when they ask their peers, they're like, man, I've been waiting for 15 months.
Yeah.
And they're like, why don't we throw in a little hope there and raise some money? Because I know I finally paid my deposit. All along I was like, what's the point?
Yeah.
Now I'm like, Papa's up now.
Let me get in line.
$50 times, I don't know, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000 of us.
Yeah.
Times
Across,
$50.
like around the world.
Exactly.
It adds up real quick.
It is up.
Maybe a drop, all things considered.
Elon money.
You consider, but still significant.
Yes. Almost forgot this question. What about if I buy a kit from a local retailer like Shona Prince Technologies, and then can I sign up for this?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah. I think I saw a number of people ask that same question.
Apparently you can. I think he was confirming that.
You can.
Yeah. What's his name? I've gone black. Victor.
Oh, Victor Mpunga.
Victor Mpunga was.
Mpunga.
Victor Mpunga was confirming that you can.
It doesn't matter where you bought your kit.
It doesn't matter.
Still a Starlink.
So you can, if you can't afford this $1,500 one, you can go to Victor.
Yeah.
And you can buy a kit, and then they can sign you up to a priority package directly with Starlink. Because with those guys, unlike the resellers, with those guys, they are selling you a kit and you connect directly
to Starlink.
Whereas with Tel1 and them, the resellers we spoke about, they are essentially managing your account. They are your stuff. They are charging their own stuff.
Yeah.
So why would you ever go to them? I guess that is the question. When this thing started, their thing as resellers was, well, we are for businesses. We help you plan your network.
Yeah.
If you're going to use this at a mine, you know, you have a house there, you have an office there, you have all these things. We help you plan that whole network so that you use Starlink. But if you're a residential guy, there's not really any reason for you to go to a reseller.
Yeah.
So,
it's something, it just slipped away right now from something you mentioned there. What was it?
I can replay.
Maybe, yeah, maybe. No, you can't.
Replay button.
Yeah.
Is there a point of me buying a kit from a reseller?
Yeah.
When these guys first came, the whole differentiation between the three of them was that you can buy direct from Starlink. No one helps you with anything. You just go to starlink.com and you buy. Or you can go to a retailer like Shona Prince. They sell you the kit, and then they help you subscribe to Starlink. But then after that, you're on your own. In fact, you can subscribe by yourself. You are really just buying a kit from them.
Yeah.
Then on the extreme side here, you have the resellers, like Tel1, like Nandem Tande, like Frempol, where they are your Starlink. You go there, they manage your account. You actually pay dollars directly to them.
So it came back. So it was good that you gave me a summary. Because, so my question was, okay, so let's say I'm looking at this and I'm like, well, I want to get on this Starlink thing as early as possible. And you're saying, okay, one option is to reserve my kit. And you're saying, we don't know when I will get it.
Yeah.
Then you're like, okay, I could do this whole Rome thing that these other guys are doing.
Yeah.
Just get on it, then quickly say, okay, I'm transitioning, then wait my 90 days, and then I can then get on this priority thing after that. Then if I go to Shona Prince right now, to a retailer, and I'm like, can I get a residential light kit, or maybe not a residential light kit, a mini kit.
Yeah, because you're getting a kit.
Yeah. So I'm saying, why am I talking about the service?
Yeah.
The kit, you get a mini kit, but if you're in Harare, do they sell to you as Shona Prince? You're like,
yes.
Well, I just want my kit. This I'll do what I'll get
From
the service.
what I understand, yes.
Oh,
yes.
You
From
can.
what I understand,
You can be
buy a
like,
mini kit.
just give me the kit, then I'll
I'll do my thing. Yeah.
Then you go to the Starlink website. You're like, I already have my kit. Get me on the priority thing. Like, can you do that? Can you get your own kit somewhere?
I think they will sign you up as a retailer. They will sign you up.
They will sign you
but
up.
it's your account.
It's your account.
Yes.
But for them to sign you up with a Harare address, you would have to be subscribing to some priority thing.
Correct.
So are we saying like you could just go to someone like Shona Prince, get your standard kit for the standard price?
$389. Yeah.
Dude, I'm thinking. I want to say the mini kit because I'm thinking, can I get in on this for less than the standard kit? But still, even if we talk about the standard kit, we said in Harare, Starlink is not offering you the standard kit as an option right now with these priority plans, right? We said 1,500.
Unless you go to Shona Prince.
Unless you go through the retailer.
Yes.
So our advice is don't even go to the direct Starlink website at the moment if you're in Harare. If you want this priority deal, the cheapest way is to get a standard kit from...
The cheapest way is to get a standard kit from
Shona Prince.
From a retailer, Shona Prince, or to get your kit your service transferred to Zimbabwe if you were on Rome.
If you were on Rome.
Yeah.
Because cool. That's what I wanted to figure out.
If you are a business and you need some help configuring your network, then go to the resellers. And that is still one, Tandem, Frempol, Zotsat, Aura, and a few other guys.
Yeah. No, that's cool. Yeah.
Techzim does not sell Starlink. We'll just give you the same information we've given you here. Go to Shona Prince or go to these other guys. Because guys, we get lots and lots of calls of people asking if they can buy their Starlink from us.
Yeah.
Maybe we should become a reseller.
Yeah. We should. Why not?
So moving on, we stumbled upon a report
Yeah.
that POTRAZ, the telecoms regulator, the guys that decide the prices of the internet that we use and the tariffs that we pay to Econet, Net1, and them, we stumbled upon a report from last year, October 2025, called,
SMP.
which is
Oh, significant market power
Significant
assessment.
Market Power Assessment.
Yeah.
So what is this about? Because you poured over this, isn't it?
Yeah. So it was all about figuring out how competitive the ICT sector is in Zimbabwe. Basically, that's what they were trying to ascertain. Because so even in the report, they're talking about, we had a monopoly before in Zimbabwe. We were talking PTC in the PTC days.
Yeah.
Then they were like, let's open up, let's give people licenses, let's do all this. Then we had the unified license.
10-year struggle
to get a license. Yeah.
1 or 10 years. I don't know.
Yeah.
5 years, 3 years. Something.
Yeah, it was long. Then over the years, they've just done a number of things to try to stimulate, competition in the market.
Have they? Dude, you say
Let me
it's
say,
effect.
I said a number of things when I should have said at least one other thing I remember. It may not have yielded the results they wanted, but that was the goal in doing that whole unified telecommunications license thing. Because we did have a number of new guys getting licenses, to be fair. So new is relative when we're talking about, when we're comparing them to the likes of Tel1, who's been around for decades.
Yeah.
But the likes of these Techtel guys, this is all after 2010, right? The Techtel, Dolphin,
MVNO
type guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
And new ISPs, official ISPs like Frempo.
Like Frempol as
Yeah.
well, yeah. Even Starlink getting a license as well.
Yeah.
That should be because of this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Starlink is a result
of this new regime of
opening up,
yeah. So that was the goal really, to say, okay, let's get more competition in. But this report now says, well, we did all that, but there really isn't any competition. So they looked
for
at it.
some services. Isn't it?
Yeah, so they looked at
Because
7.
Starlink is coming hot on these guys.
It is, so that's the funny thing about Starlink, because in just over a year, it too has been assessed as having SMP, significant market power.
Really?
Yeah, because they looked at a number of things to determine who has significant market power. Because the main thing they were looking at was to say, okay, which operator can ignore what the rest of the competition is doing and just do their own thing and still survive.
That's the description of
The market power. Yeah.
Significant market power.
Yeah, that's what they were looking at. So
So I completely misunderstood it.
Yeah.
Because I thought it meant who has the capacity to be a bully if they wanted.
it's the same thing, okay? Because they're saying, because we're saying, okay, Dolphin can come in and offer, cheap internet. Techtel can say $10 for unlimited and whatever. Then the big guys are just looking. They're like, okay, I'll do what I'm doing. They're not even affected by any of this, so they have significant market power.
Oh, I understood.
And so when they were looking at that, one of the major things was just 25% of market share is the first threshold, where they're like, well, if you have more than 25%, where we're saying, okay, you're a big fish in this, then there are a number of other things that they look at, okay, are we talking about infrastructure that creates, a barrier of entry for other players? We're looking at these other things. But that was the major thing, to say, okay, who's this? And then when you look at the market, because you understand the numbers, when we say 25% and I say Econet in the same place, you're like, well, multiply that by 3 or something.
Yeah.
75% plus is what we're talking
75%
about.
plus.
So you're like, wow, that is huge.
98% when it comes to some services.
0.8 for EcoCash. So that's
For
99%,
EcoCash,
98.8 or something.
Which actually makes sense because a And maybe a bit of correction for me, because it's not just the capacity to be a bully, but also, I think more to the point you're making, the capacity to ignore, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you don't have to innovate.
Yeah,
You don't have to do anything to make your customer happy.
Yeah.
You're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And because of that, I remember one executive having a conversation with one executive at EcoCash. This is a long time ago.
Yeah.
And they said, yeah, we did notice that when inbox came, and those Omari guys, we noticed when they came, they were saying interesting things, but they did this subscription thing,
Yeah. Sounded cool.
we don't have to try that. and it made sense.
Yeah.
And to their credit,
Yeah.
I think they worked hard to make EcoCash a success.
Yeah.
And now we are in a place where they can ignore competition.
Yeah.
They don't have to think that hard to create new things that just one, make the customer happy, but number two, things that may reduce their margin.
Yeah.
They don't have to.
They don't have to.
don't have to,
Because
yeah.
they have the market share already.
Yeah.
And as long as the service is relatively stable,
Yeah.
then the switching costs are just too high. It becomes a network effect. Because this is exactly like it is with WhatsApp. Where you're not getting Zimbabweans off WhatsApp, even if there's a better app or whatever.
Yeah.
Getting everyone to use One Money is a challenge. Not to say One Money is not capable. We don't even know, because everyone, let's not say everyone, but almost everyone who's using mobile money has an EcoCash account somewhere. Even if they're not actively using it, they do have it.
Yeah.
So
when you need to send money,
they're like, your mind just goes to EcoCash.
But also, if you are not sure which wallet your recipient has, they have EcoCash.
They have EcoCash.
Yeah.
You can be certain.
You don't have to ask them, do you have inbox, man?
Yeah.
Are you near a chicken inn?
Yeah.
Because if you're too far from a chicken inn, then maybe you can't catch that money. Are you near merchants that accept
One
Omar
Money?
or One Man?
Yeah.
Maybe you're not.
Yeah, maybe you're not. Yeah.
Even if you are near someone that accepts that wallet, are they open on a Sunday?
Exactly. I don't know that.
So in the end, you default to EcoCash because you know there will be an agent that's open on a Sunday.
Close to you.
There's an agent maybe within 1,000 meters, a kilometer.
A kilometer of you.
They will have
They will
cash.
liquid. Yeah, they will be liquid as well.
Yeah.
So so it's just the safe option. You don't have to think about anything. So that's, I guess, the biggest example of significant market power. Yeah. But even on the telecom side as well, we are no better off there, because they were looking, if you are talking calls and SMS on the mobile front, we're still talking just Econet and Net1. Okay. So we're talking about a duopoly there.
Econet 75, Net1,
and
24,
the rest.
25.
Yeah. So these guys have a monopoly on their users. Net1 users and Net1's users. So they have a monopoly on what they do with those guys. Then Econet has its own monopoly with its own 75% of the market.
So a duopoly there.
Yeah.
Two guys.
Yeah.
But I would think of that as a monopoly. If a guy is 75 and another guy is 25,
yeah.
I don't know. Does this guy have power?
They do. Because I think because it's not just the market share they were looking at.
Yeah.
Like I said, they were looking at other stuff. Like I said, do you have infrastructure that would be harder for a new player to replicate? Yeah. So although Net1 has 20 whatever percent, when it comes to infrastructure as well, you can't really expect a Dolphin to compete with Net1 there as well.
But we have Mbingas, Leo. So we have Mbinga in this country. We have several Mbingas.
Yeah.
Surely they can
afford to do.
No.
So I think
on paper.
I guess you
Do
know
the car there, but where it really matters to launch a significant thing.
Yeah.
Awusimbinga.
I guess because I guess there's that whole thing where, especially can attack to our mobile networks, where we know POTRAZ charges a pretty penny for that license.
Yeah.
Econet pays through the teeth for that thing.
Yeah.
We were hearing it might be reviewed. We discussed this other time.
What was it that?
Yeah.
Was it 100 million?
Yeah, it was over 100 million.
Like that.
Yeah, it was over 100.
Over 20 years.
Yeah.
For around 20 years.
Yeah. So it's just a barrier that even our local mbingas will be like 100 million USD. Dude, So
Yeah.
so if we're talking those kinds of things.
For what?
For what?
Well,
Yeah.
I can just go and get the car and have a good time.
Yeah. So in the end,
Yeah.
by the government being greedy when it comes to license fees,
Yeah.
they
You
have,
heard it, he said.
no. You instructed me to say that. He did. So, so they're being greedy on the license fees, and they've condemned us to this uncompetitive market. Because the biggest beneficiary of this huge license fee is Econet. The same guys who are burdened with the massive license fee also have this huge barrier to entry that protects their moat. So you're like, you really need to open this up. So they looked at a number of these things. When it comes to fiber backbone, we're just talking liquid and net one.
Tel one.
I'm saying liquid and tel one. We look at all these things. So they looked at 7 things, and they're like, okay. Fixed voice as well. That's tel one, whatever. So
Holding on to a dying.
yeah, it may be dying, but they are dominant there as well. So all the 7 things they looked at, so we'll put it on screen here. All of these, we are talking significant market power for the big players in there, which explains why we've been complaining about, high prices, and these guys just ignore us. You can make all the noise you want. You can do hashtag data must fall on the social medias for years and years, and they can just say, well, we're not going to do it. What are you going to do about it? We are not changing anything. They don't have to do anything. So that kind of makes you realize, okay, no, we're dealing with monopolies and duopolies here. That's why they are not moved by all this noise.
But
yeah,
maybe there is something that can move them. So Mbingas can't participate because Mbingas have 500,000 or 100,000 that they're flashing all over. But what about an MTN? What about a Vodacom? What about a Safaricom? Surely those guys are in much bigger countries. They've mastered this game of buying infrastructure, maybe because they're buying for their big networks already. So, they can enjoy those economies of scale. They get good prices. Surely. So why can't the government or the regulator, is it a technical thing? Why can't they invite
those kinds of
an MTN, a Vodacom, a Safaricom? Why can't they invite those guys to come and establish a network here so that they license the competition?
Yeah. So, more and more when you ask that, I'm thinking because we're so used to our chaos here in Zimbabwe, I think we kind of are underestimating the country risk and how scary it is for foreign investors. Because remember when
Zimbabwe is open for business.
Yes, it is. Yes, we can wear our scarves and everything. But because I'm thinking, because this is something we asked Willard even last week, last time around, when we were like, okay, if Zim is this huge of a market for them, why not a ground station here? It makes all the sense in the world to have ground stations in one of your biggest markets in Africa, and really the fastest growing, one of the fastest growing in the world. And okay, maybe it's a policy thing, maybe it's this, but you're like, they don't seem to be, in a hurry to get a ground station in Maybe they are in the background and we just don't know. Maybe they're butting heads with these guys. And you're like, for an MTN, and you're like, okay, 113 million. Okay, because I remember this looking at, let's say, numbers in South Africa, seeing Cell C having 11, 12 million subscribers or something like that. They're like, they're the size of Econet.
Yeah.
And they are like a tiny player in South Africa.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Yeah.
so they'll be like, okay, we're talking about a 50 million person market. You want to charge me 100 million for a 20-year, whatever it is. Then you have all these other risks, repatriating my profits and the currency risk and all these things.
You guys are saying they are bringing back something that they have repeatedly failed to do.
Exactly.
And then you have, I'm not saying these are real things, but maybe they are. I don't know.
They could be.
Maybe economists could help us.
Yeah.
You have these political things, president. So are those things factors?
I would like to think so, because especially when you laid out that thing as well, to say, okay, maybe our local bingers are not the guys to compete here. But what about these massive African conglomerates?
Yeah.
They could. And they operate right next to us. They would understand Zimbabwe a little better than the Americans who are here. Even Starlink is an American company. They're navigating their way in Zimbabwe. MTN has experience in a number of African countries.
Not just that.
Yeah.
MTN in Afghanistan in that.
So what is Zimbabwe is worse than
Iran, if I'm not mistaken. Were they in Iran?
I don't know.
But I know they were in the Middle Eastern country.
At the time, it was war torn. Afghanistan, Taliban. So it's one of those where you're like, these guys must be seeing something, because Zim is right there for the taking. They can see all this. Because if we are reading this assessment, and these guys being, that serious about Africa, they too have made their own assessments, and we're on top of this kind of report from the moment it was released. They understand all these things. Oh, this market is ripe for this. There are only a few players. No, there's this problem. So the fact that they are not lining up, to compete.
I don't know. It could be a case of that thing where, one, maybe you believe the media too much. And two, maybe... But then you would expect Kuti, they have the experience to read the nuanced local reality version of things. But Starlink still came through.
Regardless of all this,
Exactly. And I remember at that time, I don't know if this is something to but I remember at that time, remember there was an episode, it's easy to forget, where that Starlink was announced on TV. I think was announced.
It started on X through the president's account.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then it was like Starlink has been licensed and they'll be doing this through Witness Company.
IMC. Communications.
And I remember talking to some guys back then.
Yeah.
Who then said, they might do their political thing, their machinations and stuff.
Yeah.
But in the background, Starlink has said, nonsense, we are not working with your guy. And eventually, credit to them, I think they then...
They didn't block the whole thing,
Yes, well, if you won't work with our guy...
please still do come in.
So credit for that practicality. But then, why are similar things not happening in the mobile networks? In the infrastructure game, so when we're talking Tel 1 liquid backbone infrastructure, there's DFA, isn't it? DFA that came in. So the understanding then is no one is being blocked from expressing their interest and saying, hey, I have the money to invest. They just don't want.
That seems to be the case, because at the policy level, no, people have been licensed for real.
And unlike Starlink, where Starlink puts its infrastructure in
space.
orbit,
Yeah.
in space, there's
Out
no
of
infrastructure on the ground. So
Yeah.
their risk is much, much lower.
Is much lower.
They know the demand for their service is so high,
Yeah.
you will solve paying us.
Yeah, you.
We don't have to put any cent on the ground.
Yeah.
You are the one who wants to connect to the satellite. If anything,
Yeah.
we'll even say, pay $50 now,
Yeah.
and I'm not giving you anything for your $50. I'll
Yeah.
keep it for the next, I'll do
15
what I want
months.
with it for the next 15 months. So there's no risk for Starlink.
There is.
Whereas for
An
there's zero risk.
MTN. Yeah.
Not only is zero risk, there is benefit for
Yeah,
Starlink.
there is.
Because
They're growing their network. Yeah.
They can collect all these deposits
Yeah.
and collect revenue.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know if at the end of the day Zimbabwe is a net earner or a net loser of revenue for them, given the $30.
Oh yeah.
Because these are really low tariffs. We don't know.
Yeah.
But zero risk.
Zero risk. Yeah.
Whereas for MTN, they have to invest maybe a billion
Yeah. Yeah.
to get started if they are going to compete at the level of Ethernet. Maybe
Yeah.
a billion or more
Yeah.
if they are going to compete at that level
And that infrastructure has to be here in Zimbabwe on the ground.
on the ground.
Or they will have to, which is one of the things that, because POTRAZ had some recommendations after looking at this picture and saying, okay, this is not competitive at all.
Yeah.
Because they were like, okay, we're seeing high barriers to entry, which is what we are talking about here. And there was this other problem where like, to solve this infrastructure problem, which is too expensive, let's get these operators to open up their own infrastructure, which is something we've talked about for years. So we're talking about infrastructure sharing now. Is one
Through
of,
a company like Infraco.
yes, through a company like
Infraco.
Infraco, yeah. To say, okay, we don't want to require an MTN or someone else coming in to have to invest $1 billion when $1 billion has already been invested in infrastructure that's being underutilized. So if we can get some kind of commercial arrangement in place that benefits, the one who invested the billions in the first place, and this other person coming in, because like when you say they would have to invest over $1 billion in Zimbabwe, and you're like, if I were, making that decision at MTN, would I do that? You're like,
Depends. You might want to do that if, what we hear every day, and based, I think, on also our checks, the mobile subscriber, data subscriber in Zimbabwe, the customer, is paying significantly more for data for calls in Zimbabwe than they would in South Africa or Zambia or other places. And therefore, there's more money to be made here, average revenue per user. I'm saying that, and while I'm saying that, I'm like, yeah,
Texas.
but government is taking up of that.
Because that's before taxes. Because that's the problem with average revenue. It doesn't factor in
Customer is
taxes.
suffering. Customer is paying more.
But
So
the
average revenue is very high.
is very high.
But net income on that revenue
Average
is quite
operating costs
Yeah.
are higher as well. So you're
low.
like,
Average operating costs are high as well.
so average cost per user. So you're like, so it's a tricky one. So I think the proof is in the pudding. When
So the tax is part of the average cost, or we're just talking generators and stuff to power where there's no.
what that for operating costs.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the other thing, because when we're talking operating costs, those are the kinds of things we're talking about. That's even before Julie says, I now want my own thing. The AIDS Council wants its own thing. So there's that. But I'm curious to hear. So I actually took notes on the recommendations. So they looked at all this and they're like, okay, this is what we want to do to sort of make it a bit more competitive, to open it up a bit more. They were like, yeah, we realized, the things we did while they may have opened up and we have new licensees, competition really did not really increase really.
Okay.
So they were like, okay. So the first one is the one that we talked about a bit here. So that's the access obligations, where they're saying
Make
share
infrastructure
access.
neutral.
Yes,
Yeah.
share this infrastructure, and I think we've discussed this before as well. To
Charge
say,
a reasonable fee.
yeah,
for
that's what
infrastructure
it.
so you can cover your costs.
Yeah, and POTRAZ was saying, okay, if it's a reasonable offer, they expect to see operators accepting these reasonable offers. So of course you kind of think, okay, who determines what's reasonable and what's not? Maybe there's something that
Cost.
yeah, to say, okay, now if someone wants, let's say to put their own antennas on your tower, and they're like, no, I'll pay, I'm offering this much as rent and whatever. So what's the going rate? What's a fair charge for that? Then maybe, I guess it's something they could do with their sector. These are things they could, because if I have the infrastructure, of course, I would want that fee to be as high as possible. If I'm Infraco,
Yes, yeah.
I'd be like, no, this, it has to be this much, because, I have to service these things, I have to do this, and I still haven't recovered whatever money and whatever it is. But I think let's not dwell too much on the infrastructure sharing.
Yeah.
We've discussed it before. Then the other one, the second one, price controls. So the thing is, we do have price controls. Tariffs are kind of managed and everything. So interesting thing, they're saying, okay, this is what we're going to do. We want to make sure that prices and fees are related to costs.
Okay.
Going forward, to say, okay, this is what it costs you to deliver this service, so maybe a percentage above that, maybe a markup or a margin over cost, to say this would be the maximum. What do you think about it? Do you think that would work? And
All along, I thought that's what was happening already. So my memory may be a bit fuzzy, but I remember there was a whole exercise where POTRAZ implemented this tariff modeling thing. They're calling it lyric, and I think the C in lyric is
cost.
cost. But I think long something, but story short, I think it would analyze all those costs and say,
This is a
therefore, what
fair
is the
tariff.
tariff? Yeah, so I assume, but obviously, not a fan of price controls.
Yeah.
I think they ignore certain realities
On the
of
ground.
running a business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is always, because
So
I think
they can meet, for example, political objectives
instead of
popularity and things like that. Yeah.
whilst hurting the
Whilst
businesses
getting
in the long
businesses,
term.
and then when the business is ahead, the customers are ahead.
Yeah.
And they are like, that cheat them a lot tariffs.
But
How come we didn't get what we desired out of all this? So I don't know, but I'm not a fan of price controls.
Same. And I think Zimbabweans, of course, we want, cheaper internet access, but anyone born after 2008 understands, we've seen this before. We've seen price controls and what happens when businesses are forced to charge something that's not reasonable. Service just exactly. Towards the fuel, you have 50 cents a liter. You know, mangwana kunikwa ni makiu. So it's so it's one you're good to okay. That as a lever, not too excited about you, using price controls as a measure to try and build up competition.
To reduce that
power. No, not too sure about that one. But then we have accounting separation. So on this one of the other things they noticed, they knew this already, they reported, is we're seeing companies offer wholesale service And then also retail. So by wholesale, we're talking business to business kind of transactions where well,
liquid sells
to
to Ethernet, which then sells to the consumer.
to us, yeah.
And therefore, what is the price that Ethernet is paying for that wholesale bandwidth?
Yes.
Since they're two separate businesses.
Since they're two separate businesses.
Yeah.
So they're like,
or what is Ethernet paying? What is Ethernet, the billing marketing company, paying to Ethernet Infraco?
Yeah, exactly.
Which is providing the tower, base
yeah.
station, yeah.
Because I think last time around we were like, Dolphin seemed to be using Ethernet, talking to Gary last time around. He's
Liquid.
testing. They were using.
Liquid or Ethernet?
Was it Liquid or Ethernet?
One of them.
One of them, yeah. And you're like, okay, so what are they being charged compared to what Ethernet, the retailer, is being charged? Because this was a company in the Ethernet family.
Yeah.
So they're like, okay, what we want to see, so what POTRAZ is saying is, okay, we want separate financials when a company is doing both wholesale and, because Tier 1, I guess, is doing wholesale and retail as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Say, okay, so the wholesale
Especially
business,
Tier 1,
especially Tier 1, yeah, because it's
Tier
one company.
And Liquid.
Yeah.
Because Liquid is Liquid Home.
There's Liquid Home, yeah.
And then they are also wholesaling to.
Yeah. So they're like, okay.
So they are better examples than the example
you gave first,
because Liquid and Ethernet are already separate companies.
Yeah. So they
already have
they
separate
account for their
accounting.
stuff differently. Yeah. So Liquid Home and Liquid the
B2B.
The B2B. They're saying, well, we want the B2B to have its own financials so that we see from that how profitable it is, how much it's charging, what its margins and markups are. Then Liquid, the retailer, as well factors in how much it's costing for the backbone and all that, for the broadband and everything. So that would be something. Don't know if it would work. Do you think it would yield any results, except for revealing really if there are some pricing shenanigans?
I think so. I think it's solving the problem at symptom level. Yes, I think the market should be healthy enough for competition to enter, because when you look at Liquid and Tier 1, it's not that Zimbabwe has plateaued in terms of how much infrastructure you can build.
Yeah.
There's room for
way more
infrastructure, right? Way more room. And Starlink is an example where you don't have infrastructure on the ground, but an example. So I think trying to control things that wholesale, and then you try to participate at that level as well with the customer, those problems will solve themselves if there is more investment in infrastructure, if there is more investment in people putting money in even the end service itself. So if you can invite more companies to buy more bandwidth from Tier 1, it won't matter how much Tier 1 is doing on the consumer front as well. There will be lots of business for them on the wholesale front. And they might even get to a point where they're like, these guys are good at marketing and dicing up internet and offers and packages and all that. Let them do that. We are selling a lot on the wholesale side. If you let companies come and invest wholesale, so for me, it's more chichirikuita kuti MTN or Dark Fiber Africa or other people. Chichirikuita that's how we. Because I suspect, even as we're talking this, I suspect that risk you're talking about is a big factor.
Yeah.
The costs of coming into Zim are a big factor. The taxes are a big factor. The costs of generating power, your own power to power your own infrastructure, are a big factor.
Yeah.
That some of these players are not even afraid of that competition. So maybe if you talk to a Tel 1 or a Liquid or Econet, they'll be like, yeah, that was MTN actually
And they do say that, like, they do feel like that.
The way we've suffered.
Yeah.
Every day, millions of moments travel through the air. A call home, a payment made, a lesson learned, a life saved. But behind each moment is something steady, something quiet, unseen, unshaken, powering connection, supporting lives. This is Econet Infraco, Zimbabwe's largest private infrastructure group, comprising towers, power, and real estate. We build and operate the essential systems that hold the country together with scale, certainty, and purpose. We bring together three powerful engines of progress under one roof. Towers that carry the signal, clean energy that keeps it alive, and foundations that hold it all in one place. Because behind every connection, every transaction, every step forward, there's a quiet force. Econet Infraco, built for resilience, designed for growth.
But when you're speaking, actually, I think I see the point in them doing this, actually.
Okay.
Because when you said, because if these guys, if I am a Tel 1 or a Liquid, and I have a retail unit and a wholesale unit, because I benefit directly from there being fewer retail players, I'm incentivized to make this wholesale product not competitive. Because by me keeping others from saying, well, the Tier 1 wholesale offers are too expensive, I can't compete as an MVN, or
yes.
Then
Totally.
Because as POTRAZ, I'll be looking at this and saying, well, there's room for more infrastructure, right? But the infrastructure we have right now is underutilized as well. And I'm like, well,
whose infrastructure?
The one that Tel 1 has and Liquid has.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and who bought that infrastructure?
They did.
Liquid, for example.
Yeah.
Tel 1, you could argue.
Yeah.
I think Tel 1 because we all fund Tel 1
Yeah,
one way or the other.
Yeah.
That I am totally for,
Yeah.
treating it as a public good.
Yeah.
But you can't treat my private investment as a public good.
Not as a public good.
You really help me raise these funds. Dude,
but the competition...
Liquid right now is suffering from all the money it borrowed.
Yeah.
Some it borrowed to do experiments.
Yeah.
But some of the money it borrowed to
build
that
out this
infrastructure.
fiber
Then you come to me and say, you need to arrange your business so that you encourage others to compete with you. No! Why do I want to encourage others to compete with me?
Because
I want to encourage as little competition as possible so that I can charge what I want and pay back this money that these creditors want me to pay.
But that's exactly why I would be saying, you know what? The way we are looking at this is you are artificially raising prices on the wholesale side because you own the value chain from wholesale to retail. But
that is what I'm doing. I may not be frank and tell you
that's what I'm
doing. But
that's what
I'm doing. I love being a monopoly.
Yeah.
I love being the only guy that can do this.
Yeah.
If I can do this for as long as I can pay my debts and I can make money. I'm in it to make money.
True.
You are in it to protect consumers. You are in it to have more access in Zim.
Yeah.
I'm not in it to protect any consumer or to have more access in Zim. I'm in it to make money.
But there are laws in this country. There is competition is actually regulated. This is how you compete. So you can't just say because...
Which is why I'm saying.
Because this is not beyond what the Competition Act, whatever it is, what it's called, it really says.
But if you want more competition, Stop coming to me and say, hey man, be nice
I
and
have
reduce
to,
your
man.
prices.
I have to.
What you should do,
Yeah.
which will encourage me to reduce my prices,
Yeah.
is to make it attractive for other guys to invest. Because once they start doing that,
Yeah.
you will find players doing that thing where, we're saying, yeah, we don't make much money in the Starlink thing,
Yeah.
but it will railroad us.
Yeah.
And
So
we might as
we
well
might as
play
be a
with
part
it.
of it. Yeah.
See? And, when they let Starlink in,
Yeah.
price is reduced from $150 for unlimited fiber
To
to
$99.
$99. So do that.
Yeah.
If you invite players, if you charge reasonable license fees,
Yeah.
if you charge reasonable taxes,
Yeah.
if you don't do uncertain things like threaten a currency that has failed repeatedly, if you don't lie,
Yeah.
those are those called white lies or blank lies, where you lie in someone's face and everyone knows it's a lie. You say these things like, hey man, the Zig has been so stable, there's no Zig inflation. Everyone's like, guy,
What
who's
are you
using
talking
Zig?
about?
Who's even using it?
I've cut
We
MTT.
know you have not been printing this thing to the point of it being scarce.
Yeah.
So what do you mean?
Yeah.
Those same things, the thing you mentioned about tax.
Yeah.
So stop doing those things,
Yeah.
and you will attract competition.
My pushback on that would be to take you back to the story that you were giving me in detail, actually. How Zoe became a part of the Liquid family and everything. You're like, well, you were the fiber guys.
Yeah.
And there was this player doing the retail game. You acquired them. And now because you now have a player in the retail space, you've now monopolized this service so now we have that problem where we're like, no, dude, we can't keep letting you vertically integrate like this and then start pricing everyone out and have you be a monopoly. That's why we have the anti-monopoly, whatever it is and stuff. So I would say, well, I've gone all over the world with my scarf and my begging bowl. And I've declared Zimbabwe is open for business.
Yeah.
No one is coming in to invest. Some are.
Which means go and look in the mirror.
And I'm like, well, for those who are here, it's a weird one. So I really, that's the thing, that all these things they're gonna try to do, they're open for discussion, because you're like,
I don't think so. I don't think they're open for discussion. I think the problem is not lack of competition. The problem is lack of attractiveness of the sector to invest in.
So related to the one we were just talking about is actually, because this one we were talking about their accounts, right? We were talking about, well, let the wholesaler prepare separate accounts and the retailer. Then we will see if Liquid, the wholesaler, is profiteering or charging exorbitantly, or if it is on the Liquid Home side, whatever it is. Then we'll be like, well, what kind of charging is this? What kind of markup or margin is this? Then we maybe they'll see something there. And knowing accounting, they probably won't see anything. Creative accounting exists. They'll find a way to make it say what they want it to say. But it is a good thought on paper. And
there are other fees here in consideration. Configuring this whole thing requires some consultancy. That is heavy.
So this is why I'm
there's a $50 million.
That's what that $50 million is for. So so the one that's related to that one is actually the non-discrimination one, where they say operators are required to grant competitors the same conditions for access as they provide to their own affiliated companies. Where they're like,
this now is the Net 1, Tel 1, Ethernet,
Liquid Home to Liquid
EcoCash.
They're like, if Liquid Home is getting this deal, well, this other guy has to get it at the same deal, because you're saying this is a market deal.
No. That's not the one.
That's not the one.
Yes, that is the. I'm a wholesaler and also a retailer at the same time.
Yeah.
But they mentioned the word affiliate there.
Yeah, your own affiliated company.
Yes, which means separate companies now.
yeah.
So,
So
this
now we're
is the
talking
Econet
Econet versus
and
Liquid one.
relationship where, is Econet paying the same money to Liquid that another player
Is paying.
is asked to pay.
Yeah.
If I were Liquid, I would say, yeah, if you get to be as big as this customer of mine called Econet,
They're getting
I'll
discounts.
give you this rate. But you, who knows,
This rate comes in at 10 million subscribers.
Yes.
It's there for you. There for you, set in stone. The moment you get to 10 million, you get this rate. So
Actually, let me make you a better deal.
I'll go for
If you do 10 million, I'll give you a less.
I'll give you a better deal. It's a volumes game.
Again,
Yeah.
I'm in full support of that.
Yeah.
The way you treat affiliate companies favoring each other,
Yeah.
competition.
Yeah, treat competition the same way.
No, let competition come.
Because that's the thing. Because the assumption is, I don't
Let
think
competition come.
at this moment it's not
Regulation and
assumption.
all these price controls, different accounts for different departments of the same company.
Yeah.
Same price you sell to affiliates. All these are band-aids on the actual real problem. You're just treating the symptom.
I don't see it that way.
The actual real problem is you found yourself with one player on the backbone.
Yeah.
And then you also found yourself with one player on the retail side.
Yeah.
And that situation became a reality. Not because that one player was playing unfair. No. Because
But they are.
No. That happened. It's not like
no, it's not why it happened.
It's not like Econet woke up and they had all this infrastructure from nowhere.
Yeah. While they were investing, you were looking on.
If anything, Net One, Tel One, Telecel had a head start.
Yeah, they did.
And it's not like Strive had this arsenal of cash. No, he also went out.
Yeah.
He went out and raised money in order to build this network.
Which would have been easier.
Much
for them.
later than you did.
Yeah.
It would have been easier for you because you could have issued bonds as a government and built a bigger network.
Yeah.
But you didn't even believe in the business. To be frank, like when you look at the communications that were happening, PTC days, Tel One, Net One, and all those, you can see that these guys lacked belief in this thing becoming a thing.
Yeah.
Now that it's a thing,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. They're like, now we want a piece of
let's
this.
have some of that money. You're not even talking of helping me with that.
Yeah.
What was I going to say?
But I'm having to sell some of my infrastructure right
I'm
now.
having to sell some of my infrastructure.
They were selling
If
some.
anything, you have already been clawing on my margins with
Through your taxes.
half taxes, half revenue for oil.
Yeah.
All these things, all these recommendations,
Yeah.
in the elect sincerity. They are your inflation type of things.
No, for me, I know, and I disagree. Because I feel like as much as I sympathize with, companies, going out and doing all this grant work when...
they're making money. You don't need to sympathize with them. They are rich.
I sympathize with them because they, like you were saying, they didn't start out this rich. They had to work for this. But as a country, like in any economy, market power is regular. Because the more powerful companies become, the higher the risk that they will abuse the power that they have. Because we're saying right now they've been assessed to have significant market power. So we're saying, yes, enjoy the fruits of you investing when other people didn't. But that doesn't give you carte blanche to say, well, since you did this, the only option is for us to convince other players to come to the sector. We're like, well, even if nobody else comes in, we can't let you just abuse your market power. You can't just wake up and say, well, I'm charging 1,000 for a gig because at this moment you have no options. We're like, nah, there is a limit to how you actually operate.
But remember, they're actually not charging what they want.
Yeah, they are not.
Yeah, they're still regulated. So they're already regulated.
Yeah.
They get all their tariffs approved. The problem with solving it that way, the problem with solving it with these initiatives of transparency, initiatives of infrastructure sharing, forced infrastructure sharing, I don't know what it is, separation of department accounts and stuff like that. The problem is it ignores the real problem.
Yeah.
And when you ignore the real problem,
Yeah.
that problem festers.
But the argument is not to ignore it. Yeah.
Trying to remember the lyrics.
Uneziso. Ayo, anzi unedanda mziso. Ayo.
Kurapa mopo bamsana. Mopo bamsana.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when you're ignoring this,
Yeah.
and you're busy treating a symptom,
Yeah.
the real problem festers.
Yeah.
Now, it's easy
Yeah.
to get excited, and this is why we're saying, Papa Yakuti, you can see tariffs coming down, and you're like, we solved it.
When in the long
run, that company that we're forcing to share things
is to shut
starts
down.
having problems. I don't know about shutting down, but starts to have problems.
Yeah.
And when it starts to have problems, network is a problem. Oh, so yeah. So someone has to keep a base station running.
Yeah.
The reason these guys could not keep the base stations running was because they were putting out base stations where their political rallies. So that wasn't smart. So these guys were smarter. It's too late. By that point,
I don't say too late though. So.
but by that point,
Yeah.
you now have to do more to fix that problem. Because the problem was your misallocation of resources.
Yeah.
The problem was not this guy being cruel or charging monopolistic fees or whatever. That was not the problem. That was the symptom. So fix the problem.
No.
It will fix this.
To me, it's not an either or, which is where I feel like it is not saying if I'm going to deal with Mopo Iripamsana, then Ziso this isn't a deal. It's saying no, both. Why one?
Yeah,
and
you will take years now. You will take years fixing that problem.
No, you won't take years.
You are diverting some resources to fixing Mopo. Don't divert any resources to fixing Mopo.
Thing is, we are saying Mopo is.
Uchatocheka Mopo. Uchacheka Mopo and whatever we a better deal with him. Mopo yangezikanobonide ubizwa.
Ayo, Mopo yakaida kubviswa. Mopo is cancerous because I don't think this has to be nipped in the bud. So the way I see it is.
Did they propose something else that actually makes sense?
This one does.
Yeah.
No, because this EOE you charge what you charge your affiliates is what you should charge the competition. No favoritism there.
All right.
Yeah.
Disagree. What's the next one?
So in case of that, there's something they're calling standard wholesale access offer. So it's in the same vein again. So they're saying dominant players must publish a standard offer that they're like, well, if you come in, this is what we charge for broadband. The same way
It's the same argument, really.
Yeah.
So totally disagree. What's the...
we are, no.
Actually bring something up that makes sense, man.
All this makes sense. Yeah. So the other one is directed to us as end users, as just individuals, where they're being forced to be transparent with their terms and conditions and all these other things.
Again, insincere. You know why I say it's insincere?
Yeah. I know this one.
Because of that whole thing where both regulator is a beneficiary. The regulator is a beneficiary of that lack of transparency.
Yeah.
And now it makes sense why this report was published in October and no one knew about it. How transparent? How is that for transparency? Here's a solution that I think would make sense. The actual proposal that I think.
And remember, we're talking about them regulating the ICT sector, not them inviting investment from elsewhere. We're saying-
Yes.
Yeah.
I've already made a strong case for that.
It was a weak case, but go on.
Here's what would actually solve the problem.
Yeah.
Number one, POTRAZ should not be regulator and beneficiary. So that should be solved. And which again shares a bit of commonality with the second one, but just a bit. Government should not be both regulator and player. Because then that causes all kinds of tiny failures there. And a mix of a conflict of interests, you know. And then, so number three would then be a solution. So, okay, if POTRAZ is not both a player and regulator, then POTRAZ government, then what should be the case? I think there can be a truly independent regulator who is not funded immediately by the revenue that the operators make. I do get that this is not a Zimbabwe thing only. And so maybe someone would say, yeah, but this is a thing all over. But I think that direct month-to-month incentive of, if they make more money, if Net1 makes more money, if Liquid makes more money, if Econet makes more money, I as a regulator have more money in my bank account. I think that creates a problem. I don't know how this was agreed globally or whatever that it makes sense, but it doesn't. The player thing, I think it would make sense to free Net1 and to free Tel1. To free them in the sense of let private players come and invest. You can still regulate these guys, but let them come and invest. You don't need to be a player yourself as government. And when you do that, you are forced to make to make the country investment, to make the sector in this country attractive for investment, this telecom sector. But also, usually people say, yeah, but information and telecoms are sensitive, the government needs to own something there. The reality right now, because then people say, then people charge what they want, transport and telecoms and infrastructure and water and electricity, government should be providing those. In telecoms, we have experienced the government failing to do that. And, well, I would say we're okay, but I guess people say, we're not okay. But I think if government comes out of that sector, they can truly encourage competition, no favorites, and hopefully attract players to come into the country. I would say those are the solutions. I would not expect POTRAZ or a POTRAZ report to propose those.
So my problem with that is not what's in question right now.
Yeah.
So to say, to talk about the structure of POTRAZ in government versus in all that, there's a different case. So let's say we now have an independent POTRAZ that's not directly this. Then let's say, they're doing their work and trying to woo potential operators in the sector and all this.
Yeah.
We'll still come back to this place where we are, where we're looking at the sector and saying, well, we have significant market power vested in these particular operators. How do we deal with those? So I'm looking for solutions where we are like, well, we're seeing some monopolistic tendencies. Well, we're seeing some transfer pricing kind of things that are making these services more expensive for end users. Well, we're seeing these kinds of things that are killing competition, killing the economy, killing everything. And you're like, well, still in that scenario, what would you want them to do?
In that scenario,
if POTRAZ was independent
right now,
then
POTRAZ would make what I think would be a fair assessment of the cause. It would say, hey, this sector is not attractive to invest in. We have failure. All this failure is happening because this sector is not attractive to invest in.
Yes.
If you have done concessions for players in mining, I don't know if the Chinese and other investors are getting concessions for their investments in those sectors. I don't know about manufacturing. But maybe we need concessions for this sector. Let's make it attractive. If you are investing in AI infrastructure, if you're investing in telecoms infrastructure, ICT infrastructure, in all that in all that sector, here are our guarantees for you.
But you're still
you
talking.
You can get your money out.
Yeah.
You can.
No, but all that is the work.
We'll continue regulating the prices, the tariffs.
Yeah.
Because they've already been doing that.
Yeah.
But you can get your money out.
Yeah.
If you build your power infrastructure, we will not interfere with that. You can take your money out. You can charge what you want for the infrastructure, and that makes it attractive for people to invest.
True, but you're still addressing this, making the market attractive.
Yes, the cause, because that's the cause of all these.
No, so
what is the cause of all this?
That may be the cause. So we're not talking about
We're found in a place where one operator has significantly more infrastructure than everyone else. That is the problem. Or that is the situation.
Yeah.
That is the situation. Yeah. Oh, we wake up today and this guy has
that would not be. That is not the problem we have of someone having more infrastructure. The problem we are trying to get in front of is the person with the most infrastructure then abusing the fact that
why are they abusing it? Because they are the only one. So how do you solve it? By not making them the only one.
No. So that's a different thing altogether. Because this is one core function in any economy of regulating competition, of judging competition rules. Oh, this Microsoft was in trouble for this. Well, Google is in trouble for this. Well, they've been forced to do this and do that. It's all about saying, well, yes, we understand you built this on your backs. And it is because Bing was busy, whatever they were doing when you were building this out. But we can't say, well, you have carte blanche because you built this thing up. We're saying, well, the same terms you are giving these other yourselves